brought some unexpected breaking news about a new Star Wars movie trilogy? Huh, didn't exactly see this coming, but at the same time, maybe it's not all that surprising. Let's talk about it.
A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
It seems that Star Wars is eyeing a major return to the big screen with a fresh trilogy from Disney Lucasfilm. And given that they're shifting their focus back from TV to theatrical releases, this move does make sense. According to Deadline, Disney has just struck a deal with Simon Kinberg to write and produce the trilogy, with Deadline's Mike Fleming Jr. suggesting it might even be episodes 10 to 12 of the Skywalker saga. But with this news just breaking, that's all we know right now, and I've got a lot of questions about what's next. First up, the man of the hour, Kinberg. He's been tapped to write the entire trilogy solo. And on one hand, it's a relief to see Disney Lucasfilm opting for one writer for the whole trilogy, hopefully avoiding the disjointed narrative changes that plague the sequel trilogy where, each movie had a different writer and lacked an overall plan. But when it comes to Kinberg himself, is he exactly the right guy for the job? Hard to say. Now, sure, he's no stranger to writing for Star Wars, as he contributed to Star Wars Rebels, a series that, like Clone Wars, started off slow but really improved over time. The catch, though, unless we count some Rebels web shorts, Kinberg only really wrote 4 episodes in total, mostly in the first season, with 2 more notable episodes later on, including Twilight of the Apprentice and the series finale. Now, those were significant episodes, but they weren't solo projects. That's kind of the point here. They were co-written with other writers, so it's hard to gauge exactly how much of those standout moments came from him specifically in those episodes. Not to mention, it's a bit of a red flag for me that he didn't exactly write more episodes himself, especially when many of the Rebels episodes were written in fact by solo writers. So yeah, I don't know, maybe it was timing or commitment issues on Kinberg's end, but it's still worth noting in my opinion. Then there's Kinberg's track record on movies, which doesn't exactly inspire confidence. While sure, he's been involved as a producer on some major hits like Deadpool, Logan, and The Martian, the movies, however, that he's actually written, like Fantastic Four, X-Men Dark Phoenix, and the 355, haven't exactly been well received. So this doesn't exactly make me optimistic, especially since, he'll be writing this entire trilogy from scratch. Yeah, he's a good movie producer, but as a movie writer, not so much. Sure, maybe he could turn out to be better suited to writing Star Wars, but, still, it's not exactly the most encouraging sign. Now, as for the trilogy itself, there are even more questions. While Deadline suggests that this trilogy may continue the Skywalker saga, another notable source, Jordan Mason, quickly countered that, saying that it wouldn't be episodes 10 to 12, but would instead be something separate from the Skywalker saga. And yeah, that actually makes much more sense, especially since we're already getting a Rey-centered movie set after Episode 9, and having a new trilogy right after with Rey in it would feel a bit redundant. I think going with a fresh story in a different era would be the smarter move, and if that means it's the Old Republic, an era that Disney has reportedly been interested in since Benioff and Weiss were in talks to make a movie, it could be a great direction. Plus, with the Mandoverse already covering the original trilogy era, the High Republic not landing quite as expected with the Acolyte, and the Rey movie tying in with the sequel trilogy, an Old Republic story would fill a unique space. And centering it around a character like Darth Revan would be incredible. But yeah, the big question still remains. Is Kinberg the right person for the job?